Anyway, here's Darbat. Oh, this looks really cool. It's like a Noibat variant. Sonar Pokemon. It not only does it look like a bat, I guess slash dragon, but it also reminds me of a rabbit, which is I guess is the point. It's a flying type Pokemon, and it does evolve into something else at level 33. Its ears are able to absorb air and sound waves in order to change its tail, which acts as a radar and sonar. It hides in the darkness of caves. I approve of this design. This design is really good. Let's look at the evolution. It's just flying type. That does look pretty cool. Wait, that reminds me of something else. What was it? Maybe it was just like a different variant of, it reminds me of, Varound, which is a ground dragon type. Is this type dragon? No, it's just flying type though. Okay. But it reminds me of that as well, only because of the big wings. And obviously Noivern, but, it has soundproof and sheer force. Does Noivern has a different ability that kind of suits him more? I don't know. Possibly this might came before those two as well. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I would have to look into it. They use sonar to make their way around. Highly territorial, it uses its tail to communicate to all invaders, effectively scaring them out of the territory. Hemoglee. Okay. Leech Pokemon. I guess to be fair, it is a leech. What else you could do? It has a red stripe. The red stripe's appealing. Yeah. I'll give it a pass because leeches, like, you can't have anything too overcomplicated. Dark bug type, okay, that makes sense. I keep spoiling myself by scrolling down too much. Hemoglee hides in water, waiting for prey to come close to it. Once close, it latches onto its host, draining them of their blood and bodily fluids. Yeah, it does evolve into something else at level 28, and this is what it evolves into, Sucklot. Okay, I approve of this. This is actually a good design. For what a leech is, it's actually a pretty good design. Sucklot never stops drinking blood until all three of their stomachs and its meteor-like organ to the side of its body is full. It swims quickly using its spikes to drain blood from its victim. I approve of this. I actually do like this a lot. Mullaby. Mullaby's pretty good. Oh, that's actually pretty good. It's a tooth Pokemon's the only thing. That's kind of the strange thing that I think of. Because it has like a Mawile thing where it has like the face. But not only that, it has like the mouth on its back. Or its back of his head. Where does his brain go? I mean, that's what I'm curious about. Like when he eats, like if he eats ice cream, will he get a brain freeze quicker? Like, this is my question. It's a fairy type. Healer or Serene Grace and Strong Jaw. Maybe it's a tooth fairy Pokemon. According to legend, Mullaby will appear when kids put teeth underneath their pillows. Its floss-like tail is able to cleanse anything and wraps around. See, it wasn't 100% obvious that was floss. Like, I guess if I broke it down hard enough, I could say that, oh yeah, that's floss. Maybe if it was like light green, so it'd be like a mint floss, since, you know, that's what floss usually is. I do like this Pokemon. It does evolve 2 more times into Cuspix. Well, it's not like a mouth anymore. It has 4 legs that replicates a tooth. So it's actually pretty clever of a design. It still has like a phosphor tail. Again, it should be like some type of green. At least like a very light hint of it. I think it could work, but hopefully it doesn't go off balance with the rest of the design. The hat kind of looks like a chef's hat. But the reason I was like, is because like it didn't look like a mouth anymore. But that's okay. It's supposed to be an upside down tooth, which I get now. His floss-like tail tangs around his teeth like legs constantly. Oh, teeth like legs constantly. They are very friendly, but still always try to take others' loose teeth without consent. God damn it, Cuspix! You're supposed to ask for permission. God damn it. Hidden ability Strong Jaw. I don't think it was in the other one. So far so good. It's one of those clever designs that what I really like about Dark and Windy. Here's Enamil, which is the actual Tooth Fairy Pokemon. It has a dress full of teeth. You know, there's like a thing about sharks where it has 300 teeth. And like when it has, you know, when you open his jaws, it has like 3 rows of it on like each side. So that's kind of what I see here. There's some teeth on his shoulders. That's pretty cool. And floss on his head. kind of have like almost like a Mewtwo vibe, only because I remember, you know, when it has the tail and then on the top of his head, it has a very large internal jaw full of teeth that it has collected. When they take teeth from children, they slowly swipe their floss around their mouth, causing growth of new teeth faster. I just imagine this thing like a Kayla goes like, what? Like as he's taking a tooth out of his mouth, it's like shh. He starts flossing his gums. He's shh, no shush. He's flossing. Healer, Serene Grace, and still a strong jaw ability is the hidden ability, and it evolves into this with the shiny stone. So here's Barunda. I actually like this design a lot. I feel like this should be the fire starter. This to me fits a lot more. It does have 3 evolutions as well. So there. Flash Fire, Flame Body, and has the Runaway ability. These keep Pokemon run and play in forests. Okay, they're not supposed to. Don't start forest fires, people. Their tails are naturally dormant and will ignite when they are excited or frightened. I like this Pokemon a lot. It's like a good design fire type Pokemon. Here's a light. I still like the design. The only thing is, like, I feel like the black really that just sounds that sounds fucked up. No, it really dominates the color palette. The fact that it has a very dark underside along with the tail. I feel like a lighter brown or tan would work better, but I guess regardless, it's still a good design. It's a torch Pokemon. I could swear there's like a different torch Pokemon that he had earlier. Sometimes people use their flames for major worldwide sporting events. They can launch the end of their tails as their enemies in order to immobilize them. This Pokemon's cool too. It's just the color palette could be different. Here is Blaista. Oh, this one's really cool. This is the True Furies dingo right here. If you ever see Pyrocynical, this you should show them this. This is what the definition of Pyrocynical is. When angered, their tails give off heat that is 10 times hotter than the surface of the sun. It is said that their flames can melt the skin off of bone in an instant. I like this a lot. It's just fire type, and I know that it has a little bit of steel, but you can't help but think that it should be fire steel type. I'm just saying. I approve. I would say that the first evolution could fit in Pokemon. Not really so much this one, but it doesn't excuse the fact that it's a good design regardless. Beaver. This is actually a good design. I like the beaver design. Muzzy Pokemon. I like the choice of like how the eye looks. That looks really cool. This Pokemon IQ is extremely low. Alright. So it's a dumb beaver. They lay on dams that they create with their powerful flat tails and stare at the sky with his eyes. I would only add something on like a tail design or something like that, but it's okay regardless. It's still a good design. It's a water fighting type, which is interesting. I keep thinking in my head like Bidoof, and I just immediately think normal type. Shouldn't think that way. It's a lot better. This is a lot better than Bidoof. It evolves one more time at level 34 into Narc, which is actually another good design. It reminds me of some hillbilly man though. Not that it's a bad thing. That's just what it reminds me of. With overalls and like a lumberjack. It's like, God damn it, Richard, get out of my trailer. It always gnaws on a toothpick in order to keep itself calm. They work hard to create large, stable dams that they can use to block their territory. It's again a water fighting type. Really good concept. I'd be surprised if Pokemon put this in, but the first evolution definitely could work. You know, kick Bidoof and Bibarel out, put the other two in. It's cartoony, but it's cartoony in a good way. It could pass in Pokemon. It's just like it's hard to believe that they would. Get it? If they would. Anyway, this is Marlord. Oh, this is cool. It's a sword Pokemon. A swordfish Pokemon. I'm surprised that it's not like a simple like pointed nose, but I guess that's fine. It doesn't evolve into anything. It's water steel type, which it should be. I didn't even think about that till like, because I thought about like a swordfish before, but the fact that it's actually steel is good. I'm kind of curious if like the bill or whatever the heck is called actually does, you know, actual damage and such. Its bill is strong enough to pierce through bedrock. They battle against one another using their beak swords in order to show their dominance. It doesn't say whether it's like steel or whatever, but it's fine. I imagine it's almost like it. or it'll have like the cleaning sound. Spooky. Very simple name, but you know what? I think that's an eye, right? That's not a mouth. I picture it as a mouth at first. This almost looks like a logo. This could be somebody's logo. It would look really cool. I do like the design regardless. This Pokemon is said to be formation of ghastly spirits that has tried to destroy lives. However, its sweet appearance and jolly personality leave scientists puzzled. It evolves into Enigma or Enemiga or something like that, which is actually another good design. I like this a lot. This reminds me of that seahorse Pokemon from before. What was his name? But it's better than the seahorse Pokemon, I feel. Skisect. I think that's his name. That's what it reminds me of. But it's a lot better than Skisect. It has a similar head and everything. And I'm comparing it to a Pokemon that Dark and Windy created. So I'm just saying. It's Ghost type. Ghost type's fair. I kind of want to just add another type. Like Psychic or Fairy or something. I first thought Fairy type. It inhabits abandoned buildings and haunted houses living in the darkness. It passes through people's bodies and steals their plasma from their body. Do people contain plasma in their bodies? That's something I don't know, to be honest. It evolves to this thing at level 26 though. This is Ball Trap, or Bait Trap. It's a good concept Pokemon. I like this a lot. It's a really good design as well. It has 4 fins and everything. It fishes and stuff, and it doesn't evolve to anything. It hides in the darkness of underwater caverns. Its hook-lined spine attached to its head can help it attracting its prey. I wonder what kind of bait it uses. Really, really good design. I like it. Transfin. Ooh, this is interesting. The Transparency Pokemon. See, unlike the other skeleton Pokemon that I've seen before, I actually like the way it looks. It's a water electric type. Because like the other one looks too realistic with the whole skeleton structure and such. But this one, I mean, I guess to be fair, it is like a fish skeleton, but it's not 100% realistic because fishes don't have like round skulls that kind of have like almost like an arrow shape. But I approve. For some reason, the fin doesn't have a bone, but I guess it's not one. I approve regardless. I like this one. I wonder if like, well, yeah, I assume that the outline still shows if there was a game. A grim appearance and adding disturbance action making most people believe that it is a spirit. It swims upside down and attacks overwater type Pokemon with electrified teeth. Electrified teeth? It doesn't evolve into anything and I don't see teeth. And if they were teeth, how come it's not transparent? I guess. Interesting though. Unless it creates like a shocking version of what it looks like teeth, then that'd be cool. Clear body has the ability and Volt Absorb, which both makes perfect sense. Moon and 10 is a very happy Pokemon, water poison type. They extend their feelers to unimaginable lengths in order to inject the prey with a potent toxin. It sticks to its bottom of the seas using their long poisonous feelers to grab their prey. I like the way it looks. Not too, I don't want to say too simple, but like I do like the way it looks pretty much. It's the gripping Pokemon, water poison type. I think of Puyukamuku and like Toxapex, but like kind of not them, because those other 2 Pokemon are a bit awkward and this one is not really. It's kind of chibi. Here's Qiloh. It's a hedgehog Pokemon. I like the way this one looks too. Electric fire type, which is interesting. I guess this one works, because that's one thing I struggled with trying to figure out an electric fire type. I keep saying it like if I'm creating Pokemon behind the scenes. I'm not. I'm just like, sometimes I just think of, I have ideas, and you know, sometimes when I talk with friends and like family and stuff, and when they talk about Pokemon, I'm all like, what would an electric fire type look like? I feel like this one works. Qiloh. Its body is covered up in hot quills that are able to release bursts of electricity. They love to roast berries on their quills. It's like Sonic and Knuckles and Tails all combined. It's Uganda Knuckles. You know the way. I'm just kidding, no. I'm not starting that meme again. Level 29. Not that I started to begin with, but you know what I mean. Or level 29, I should say. Spiquel. Completely different from what I thought it would be. But it's still decent. It's just a little questionable, like, what happened with this, like, you know, I guess it's fair that animals are just naked, but it's wearing Speedos. So, there's that. It has static and flame body. Come here, ladies. His iron barbs. One stab from one of his quills. I can read. One stab from one of his quills can cause a burning pain that will last for almost a month. That kind of sucks for that person. Essential spike on its head absorbs sunlight and creates electricity and heat for its spikes. See, now you could definitely see him on like a cliff over the sunset and ocean. It's like, you got the knuckles, where are you, man? Okay, you need to stop that, Scar Knight, like God's sakes. And it looks like there's another Pokemon with this evolution in a different generation that evolves using a Thunderstone, which is interesting. Here's it can read that, Incinecrist, bug psychic type, I almost said poison. Incinecrist has a moon-shaped head and a moon-shaped tail. Kind of almost like a Weedle, but I think it's a little tiny bit better. The eyes look kind of like, it's good, but like at the same time the color choice makes it so it's kind of, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks like that's not what the color's meant to be, but it's fine regardless. It stands on its tails whenever a full moon appears. They are known to get signals from the moon whenever their green eyes glow. I kind of want to see that. That's another episode that writes itself. Moonlight Pokemon. Yeah, I like this thing. And I see when it level up in high friendship during the night, it'll evolve into this thing. Crescoon. Whoa, that's not what I expected at all. Interesting, very interesting cocoon form though. It's a cocoon Pokemon. Because it looks like a fish. If you saw like that blue part being a smiley face, and then there's the side eye, and then the crescent is like the fins, and it'd be swimming around. Like, you wouldn't know the difference. That's like the real major big thing. If it didn't have that, it's still a good, interesting, pretty new original cocoon idea. Well, I mean, there is Cosmog and like Cosmonium and stuff like that. That's kind of a whole different thing. It's close though. I wish I didn't see the fish, because that kind of breaks everything down. But that's just what I see. With the Moonstone, it'll evolve into Lenof, which is a moth or butterfly or of some kind. A Cinecrest evolves to Crescoon to Lenof. But it is a moth, is the thing. And there's another moth Pokemon in the same generation. I guess that's fine. Maybe, I'm not sure. It's a whole different concept thing. It could be counterparts. They'll be fine. Its moon-shaped wings absorb moonlight in order to give it its power. It only appears at nights and crescent moons. What about the full moon, man? Where does it go? Compound eyes and Infiltrator has the abilities, and the hidden abilities synchronize. Here's Odoripe. It's another type of Pokemon that's like that. Bug Poison. Okay. Compound eyes. Stench has the ability in Aroma Veil. I'm not really sure. I have to really just wait till like the other evolutions pop up. I think it's supposed to be, it says Stink Mine Pokemon. I thought it was just like a tick. Ripom is the Pokemon. Oh, it's a grenade. I can't really tell what's the first evolution though. I do like the grenades though. When I look at this, I think of a pineapple. Maybe there should be like a grenade pineapple Pokemon or something. This one I do like, I don't mind. It has a very serious look to it. Still bug poison type. With it being a grenade, you would think it would be like bug steel or bug fire. But then again, there's already Pineco, so I guess, to be fair. And it's supposed to be a stink bomb, so I guess that's fair enough. Alright. This Pokemon is one to be reckoned with when its antennas pulled. When threatened, it releases gas inside its body and it causes the shell to expand and eventually explode, releasing the nauseous gas. Alright. That first evolution, I still have to hold off my opinion after I see this Pokemon. Stenchar. Okay, I like this Pokemon. It looks very metal-y. But I guess the previous evolution is a grenade. I guess the first evolution is like kind of a tick, but it's a stink bug. Wait, dude, like the origins and stuff is right here. Yeah, it's a stink bug. But I can't keep looking at the origins because it's below to show spoilers and stuff. I can't save it till towards the end. This one though, like, I can imagine the grenade being in Pokemon. This one is questionable. I don't think they would, because it looks super metallic and plastic. But regardless, yeah. Here's Galagro. Very interesting Pokemon. I think it's a lemur? Or what's that animal? I don't remember. If it's not a lemur, it's something else. It doesn't evolve into anything, so I could look at the name origins or something. It's based off the Galago. Let me look at what Galago is. Galago. Shoot, I'm gonna spell that right. Galago. Oh, yeah, that's what it reminded me of. I didn't know what the name was. I kept wanting to say meerkat. It's that thing. Okay. Yeah, it looks similar to it. It's grass type. Okay. Concept based around the Galago. It's decent. Could it be in Pokemon? I don't know. I feel like it would be a different type, like a fairy type, if you want to use a Galago, because it has like really big, amazing eyes. But you know, these Pokemon are known for gathering berries for people they befriend. Groups of them compete to see who can gather the most items. Here's Belkin. I like this Pokemon. It looks cute and almost like a cheerleader. It's an Aqua Bird Pokemon. It's water flying type, and it does have one evolution, but it looks like it's in a different generation. These playful bird Pokemon love to battle and will playfully wrestle on the surface of water. They use their beaks to crack open shells for food or whatever. So I can't really express what the design is, so I might have to save this one for later. But you already know, it's a good design. It reminds me of a cheerleader though. Here's Ingarina. It's a Flamingo, finally a Flamingo Pokemon. It's another water flying type. I approve. You could also do fairy flying, but I could understand why it's water. The good thing about flamingos is, the interesting thing is, if they eat certain foods, that's where it gets its pink color from. Other than that, if it doesn't eat that certain fruit, it just turns white. And that, you know, kind of fades out and such. Their beautiful movements could put anyone in a trance. They dance on the surface of water with the one in the center being the leader. I approve. I feel like this fits in Pokemon. It's fine. Gracious Pokemon. Here's Miningo. Miningo. There's that same eyes look, sharp ears. It's a good design. Really interesting color. I like the way the color looks. 2 more evolutions. Wait a second. It evolves into this thing. What? Okay, I'm gonna spoil the names. No. Actually, I'm not going to. I'm gonna read this. It evolves into this thing number 1. It's the first thing. Remember that. Starting at level 33. If it lasts battle outside of Pokemon number 2. Starting at level 33, it lasts battle in a building. Oh, I get it. I didn't read that right. If it's outside or inside, that's how it evolves at level 33. So it's basically saying it's an outside dog and a domestic dog, pretty much. Wild pet Pokemon. Okay, that makes sense. It's almost like a coyote in a way. These Pokemon are said to be puppies that were abandoned by their owners. They travel in close nil packs and always avoid human contact. See, the thing about these type of Pokemon that they say that they've been abandoned by their owners, it's like they're born and they're always like this, but it seems like it's always like one of a kind. You know, for a better example, because I know nobody knows what I'm talking about, like Cubone. Its origin says that his mother dies, so his wears his skull. So why is there so many Cubones? That they share all the same origins, where like all their mothers died and they wear their mother's skull? That's like really bad destiny. And when it comes to these Pokemon, every single owner abandoned this Pokemon. You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, if it's outside at level 33, it will evolve into Dingrowl, which is this Pokemon. Looks more wild. It's a wild dog Pokemon. Its Japanese name is Shingo. It's a good design. It's interesting. It's very carnivorous. It looks. Anger Point or Rivalry as the abilities. Good choices. And Adaptability as a hidden ability. Very few humans are able to catch these Pokemon, and even if they are, the Pokemon ignores their trainer's orders. If they seize human, it will attack immediately because of their hatred towards them, since they've been abandoned and such. So I don't see the other evolution, so that might mean that it's in a different generation. So we're gonna have to save that for later. Good design regardless. Here's Zabel, drowsing Pokemon. I actually like this Pokemon. It's ground fairy. Very interesting choices. It does evolve into something, but it has to be asleep. Okay, so alright, that'll be kind of difficult to evolve. Okay, I'm kind of concerned that the evolution would just be straight up sleeping and turn into a psychic type and floating or something like that. It reminds, like, I hope it doesn't turn into like Darumaka into like Zen mode or Manitan or something. The sack in its hands holds sand that induces sleep with 1 grain. Sable always feels tired, but its brains won't allow it to sleep. So it's holding a sack. I literally thought that was a tail. I guess I wasn't looking close enough. So it's basically the Sandman. That's good. That's good. Does Z... Alright, he's straight up sleeping. Alright, at least it's not floating though. That's a big old bag of sand. It looks like a sloth. It's a good concept though. I like the concept. The Pokemon itself look a little bit too simple from what I've seen in the last Pokemon. I feel like they should add something to it to really stand out, since it is based off the Sandman and there's already a Tooth Fairy. Because the Tooth Fairy is well designed and it makes sense of what everything it is. This one's like just like a green sloth with a big old bag of sand behind him. Its tails, its tail, which usually holds a bunch of sand, can open and spill the sand out. But when it does, Z can't help it but lie on it. Its brain still won't allow it to sleep, so it is a tortuous act, as the sand is extremely comfortable. It won't be a very good Pokemon to use, I can see that. It has to be very, very strong, like Slacking, for people to use it. But yeah, it evolves to level 32 while sleeping, apparently. So it has Insomnia, and that's the only ability. No hidden ability whatsoever. First evolution, or the first stage, I approve. This one, not so much. Wallabound, I like this design. It's really good, really clean. Good markings on it. Awesome. And this Pokemon evolves while using or learning the move Focus Punch and then trading it away. It sits and bounces on its tail to get around because it constantly trips over its big feet. Its feet may make it hard for it to get around, but they are unable, or they are able to break solid concrete. Normal fighting type. Alright, I approve of this. The ability is Klutz. Hidden ability Scrappy. Okay, both make sense because they said that they trip over the... Okay, apparently the evolution is not in this generation, so we'll have to save it for later. Here's Stilio. It's like a steel line Pokemon. It says Bolt Pokemon. Pretty interesting. Normal steel type. It does have the evolution here. These steel bodies are said to unable to melt. These Pokemon are quick to start fights when they are bored. I'm gonna hold my opinion for right now. I'm having high expectations because I really love line Pokemon. And if it looks close to Solgaleo, then I approve. Leo Blighter. So this is what it looks like. I don't think I could approve on this one. It looks out of shape and the color choices, like the main part, the main, where it's kind of orangey, kind of throws off the colorations, I feel. But it's normal steel type. The metal inside of its mane helps it repel attacks that can't... Oh my god, I can't read. The metal inside of its mane helps it repel attacks that come towards its facial area. If these Pokemon are ever challenged, they will never back down, even if they are at a disadvantage. But the origin is based off a Neminian lion. I might have to look that up. Pretty much looks like a regular lion. I don't know, I'm not feeling this one. The first evolution, I was really waiting to see in the last evolution. Nah, I was expecting all steel, lion, bigger mane, muscular body, stuff like that. Leaf Frill, here's this Pokemon. When I look at this Pokemon, I feel like it's not an actual Pokemon. I don't know. It could possibly work for other animes. The leaf on each of their tails can release intense light. Interesting. They use their leaf frills to absorb sunlight in order to change or charge up and heal itself. It does evolve into something at level 34 and evolves into this thing for leaf. I feel like I saw this Pokemon already. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. It looks like that strawberry Pokemon, I think. It looks like Peppar a little bit. Just a tiny bit. I know it has shrub and all that, but it does look like that. Their frills absorb sunlight so quickly that they can initiate a solar beam attack immediately. They charge up at anything that angers them. Both of them, I don't think they would fit in Pokemon. The first Pokemon may be in some animes, but not all. Here's Slapless. It's a Pokemon that doesn't feel like it should be in Pokemon. Looks more like a Digimon. It could fit perfectly there. Electric fighting type. I do like the concept though. Its palms can act as joy buzzers. Whenever it smacks something, it receives high voltage shocks. It does evolve into something using the Thunderstone, and it evolves into Punch Charge, which looks... That's a mustache or is it a bill? It's like a different Electabuzz. Like, I can't help that because it's like the same symbol as it, but different body style. It has like some type of mustache or something. I don't know how I feel about this. It'd be fun to use, don't get me wrong. It'd be really good to use as a Pokemon. But I don't know. I don't know. It might be good to be as a Pokemon, pretty much. Like, I mean, like if there was an actual game, if Dark and Windy to use this as a game and this would be an option, I wouldn't be complaining about it. Sawi, not Sawi. Interesting Pokemon. Not really sure how I feel about this one. It looks kind of like a duck. Poison Point or Compound Ice is Swarm ability. It gives the impression of having 2 heads when it is on all 6 of its legs. They poke and stab fruits, injecting them with poison as they eat. I did think that. I did think that the bottom part also looks like a head. So, okay. It evolves into Sharpod at level 25. Interesting shape. I don't think the yellow things are necessary, but they might be, thinking about what the final evolution will be. Can't really say much about the looks of it. Their claws release a potent toxin that can cause paralysis. They can rotate their claws in opposite direction like propeller blades. So could it fly? It evolves into Knife Fly at level 30. Knife Fly it's a good decent Pokemon, and obviously this one definitely came before Buzzwole. It's a lot skinnier anyway. It's a mosquito Pokemon, it looks like. It says Sting Pokemon, but that's fine. It says Habusa or Habusu. Bug Poison. I'm gonna see if it's based off. It says it's based off the Softfly. It's not really a mosquito. It's pretty decent. It doesn't fit Pokemon though. They release a deadly poison that could kill in 1 minute. They fly in silence and strike when they feel threatened. A lot more big Pokemon today. Tarove! When I first saw this, I thought it looked like a Neopet. I don't know. It flies over gardens and fields, shaking spores from its tail to help the plants grow. They enjoy planting flowers and having a euphoric feeling after they bloom. Okay. Leaf Guard, Chlorophyll, and Aerialate. It's grass flying type. Alright. It does evolve into Ducktove, which is this type of Pokemon. I do like the way this one looks. It's really cool. Really good grassy wings. It keeps seeds in its bushy tail in order to plant flowers wherever they go. They do not keep to eat, or they do not need to eat, and instead photosynthesis using their tails to create food for themselves. Alright, final evolution is Medactyl. Interesting color choices. I don't think I would go for the pink. I think red would be more fitting for this Pokemon. Regardless, I get a Skeptile vibe from this, but it is a pretty decent Pokemon. They guard fields and meadows, attacking anything that might hurt its plants. The spores in its tail can help a flower grow within seconds. Very interesting. Here's Fleeta. Oh, this is a cool Pokemon. That's awesome. It's a speedy Pokemon. It's a cheetah, but it's a different colored Pokemon, which is interesting. These Pokemon race against each other to strengthen their limbs. They are really quick to run from trainers. I like this design. And I just spoiled myself from the next evolution. I was going to click on it anyway, but he went with a different colored Pokemon, and not only that, with a different furry mane. I was going to scroll down to see what is based off. It does say a cheetah. The fur on his, where the mane is pretty much, almost feel like it's a cheetah. But I do like this. I like the color choice, like decision making here. It's really, really interesting. I approve. It runs at 75 miles per hour. It blends in perfectly with its hunting grounds and uses sharp claws to attack its prey. See, the thing about 75 miles per hour, I would make this thing a lot faster than that. Like, we're talking about Pokemon here. Like, if you have a cheetah, you wouldn't have realistic goals of how fast it would be, because there's always going to be a lot faster Pokemon. Like, there's Deoxys Speed. I don't know how fast Jolteon is, but like one of the fastest Pokemon, like Electrode, you want to be faster than Electrode. That would be good. So continuing onward, we're gonna go look at Babalo. This is a bubble calf Pokemon. That's the first thought that I had in my head. It's like a calf, and I like the fact that its tail blow bubbles. It's one of those wands, those bubble wands. I would say that like the mouth area, something about it's off. I'm not sure what. They make bubbles with their tails depending on how they're feeling. It tries very hard to be menacing and territorial, blasting bubbles at those who come too close, but its cute appearance make it hard for it to be taken seriously. Would it be interesting if like a Pokemon could like really emphasize on a special move, like if whatever their speciality is, they do it better than any other Pokemon? Because for this one, I could believe that Babalo could be the best Bubble Beam Pokemon, or I guess just Bubble in general. It does have an evolution. It says it has to be exposed to a water stone, which is Buffalo. Because like the last design, there's something off about the mouth. For this one, well, I guess it says Buffalo then. It looks more oxish, but at the same time, it reminds me of like, I want to say for some reason like something pertained to religion. I know that sounds off, but like this ox kind of looks more unique. And I'm not just saying that because of the star on his head. And it's funny that like the last Pokemon says no one really takes it seriously when it's trying to be tough. It still has the bubble wand. I'm not really sure what they could change the tail into. If they were to change, I mean, there's that bigger bubble wand. I know it doesn't really make it any more serious by still having just a bigger thing of what it is, but it would be the shape of like almost like an oval, but like a big oval. You know, where you take it out of this big tube thing. It's an interesting design though. The face area and the horns is not what I expected. It is able to dive to remarkable depths on a single breath thanks to its bubbles. It is able to absorb water into its body and create large bubbles. Alright, let's go move forward. This is Stygolil. It came from a horn fossil. It reminds me of something else that Dark and Windy made. I'm gonna go look through it right quick. It reminds me of Kentrike just a little bit in the face area and some certain spikes. I think is another fossil Pokemon. So, you know, they could be related. It says it's a rock dark type. It's interesting. This ancient Pokemon used horrific tactics to catch and devour its prey. It skewered its prey on its extendable horns and waited for them to stop moving before scraping them off and eating them savagely. Wow. Rockhead or Mold Breaker, sheer force ability. I do like the design regardless. There is two different distinct things. It's just that the face is similar between the other one and this one, because the other one is just a Stegosaurus. So let's look at the evolution. Staxel. I do like the way this looks. The body type could be a little bit different though. That's the only thing. It says it evolves into this thing at level 40. It's rammed into prey and skewered them onto its horns. If its prey is still alive after an attack, it would take pleasure in devouring while it was still alive. Whoa, morbid. How many times have I said morbid with these Generation 2 Pokemon? I might have to end up looking back on the first generation after this. I do like the color choices though. Black, yellow always looks well with each other, and it's like almost like an orangey yellow as well, along with the brown. It's good color choice. It's the Nefarious Pokemon. Here's Pyrapt. It's another from an Ember fossil, so it's rock fire type, which is the first of its kind. It's interesting. The color choice is interesting because there's something off about the red in the face area. Like I can understand like the whole what is it, the extensive skin on his neck. I'm not really sure what it's called. The heat from its fur can roast berries and meat. Its flames could melt the rocks in caves. I guess it's just fur. I didn't really know that. I don't know if it's gonna turn into a bird then, because it could be an Archeops thing, but I don't think it will be. Here's Raptos. Okay, it's not. Okay, at first I thought it was one of those dinosaurs that like open their neck flaps similar to Helioptile, but no. Level 40 when it gets to this stage. It was the cause of many fires over 100 million years ago. It ran at speeds at 126 miles per hour and slashed prey with his long nails. So it's a lot, like a holy hell lot faster. 50 miles faster than the cheetah. That's crazy. It doesn't look fast. I guess it doesn't really have to. I mean, once it starts running, you'll see it. I could kind of imagine it now, actually. Naruto running or whatever. It has rocket ability or flash fire, and the hidden ability is drought. I'm gonna see what it's based off of. It's based off the Pyroraptor. Okay, that's not an actual thing though. I guess it's just based off a raptor. It's interesting. I could kind of imagine it in Pokemon. The first one, not really, but you know, it's decent. I don't think it's not like a favorite of mine. If I had to pick between the two dinosaurs, I picked the other one. I forgot what the fossil's called already, but it's okay. Here's Crocodile. This looks pretty cool. I actually like the face area. It looks different than from a Crocodile, but I think it pulls it off nicely. Good color choice, all that. Their jaws were strong enough to snap a semi-truck in half. Their spikes could quintuple in length, and they would spin with the prey impaled on them to rip them into pieces. It is revived from a rare skill and is not known to evolve from any other Pokemon. See, the thing about crocodiles is that they're like the only possible dinosaurs that's still alive today, because there's, you know, the theory about like the asteroid crashing down and it like spread among like these gases that killed all the dinosaurs. They theorized that crocodiles and like other sea animals go underwater, you know, and that's how they survived. And like eventually some evolved, and crocodiles didn't evolve as far from all the other ones. So there's been crocodiles that live for hundreds of years, or I forget. Someone told me that this might be just a rumor, but they say crocodiles never actually die. They only die until they're killed or sick from like a disease or poison or something. I don't think that's true, but I don't know. I think they just know how to survive or something. I'm not sure. It doesn't explain about other sea creatures though, because there's plenty other dinosaurs from the sea that survive, but interesting nonetheless. From the rare skill though, it's a rock dragon type. That's pretty cool. Here's water, mischievous Pokemon. I like the way it looks. Reminds me of a little bit of an Oshawott, but like if he was a superhero. They travel in groups and take multiple things from towns and buildings. They cause mischief wherever they go, but their cute appearance covers that fact. Okay, that's another episode that writes itself right there. It evolves into this thing at level 35, and then okay, it's a 3-stage thing. Kind of curious where it's gonna go to. Also wondering if I would like it or not. Swift Swim, and it has a pickpocket ability. It's a long reach. It looks like a sea otter. I'm pretty sure it is. I don't know if that's a tail or if it's supposed to be. I get like a Chingling vibe because of that little bend thing. Alright, here's the evolution. It's Sailot, so it is a seal. I like this design. It's actually a pretty good design. Could be very versatile for many types of series. It's really good. I like all the color choices here. It's a nice, very soft blue that looks white. Really good choices here. They watch over water's heists and antics to make sure that all of them make it back. Using both of its eyes, both of them, not just one. It can't see that well, but one of them is closed. Huh? So it's better looking in one eye? It gets to this Pokemon by level 35. That's a long way. Because this middle stage Pokemon, yeah, that's a very long wait. That's crazy. Here's Pirate, or is it Pirate? Oh, it's Pirate. They're pirates! What the heck? Okay, that's not my first thought when I saw this. No, not at all. That's not what I was thinking of. This one's completely more obvious. Pirate. It's a Buccaneer Pokemon. It has a beard, and it has like, it almost looks like skulls or like a teared tail right here. This one kind of strays off from a design choice, but it's a water dark type. Is Sailot water dark as well? No, it's just water type. Huh. And it has hair and all that stuff. I feel like they could have designed it a little bit differently. Cause like when you think of pirates, most people would always include the hat. But like compared to the second stage evolution, they kind of made the hair more messier than what it originally is. I guess I would have known if I saw the tail of Sailot. But I feel like it missed the mark with this one. The first two evolutions, great designs and everything. This one missed the mark a little bit. And he has a wooden leg. That's a good thing. They command Water and Sailot to steal and bring back any valuable items which it keeps into a special place. It uses its iron claws, which can switch paws at any time, to intimidate those who is stealing from. Yeah, and you get to this Pokemon by level 45. Here's Waterloo, a diapered Pokemon. That's what it says. Not really much about this Pokemon. It's a little bit too cutesy. Cause there's cute, but then there's this one that just blushes all the time. I guess I could get used to it. It's another Pokemon with an Executor effect, but this is the exact opposite. This is like, it's not bizarre or standoffish, but I feel like I would get used to this. Because it could fit in Pokemon. It's not, I'm not saying it wouldn't. Its lower body isn't as developed as its upper body, so it has a diaper made out of foam and bubbles to aid in its walking. When it is hurt, it absorbs water through its bubble diaper to heal itself. Okay. I'm gonna have to look at the evolutions to really see. But this, I guess, is the opposite of the Pirates Pokemon, which I'm seeing because they have similar levels, where I could be thinking things. This could be manatees. Is it gonna turn into a mermaid, perhaps? Kind of. It has a tail, but it also has feet. Okay. The design of this is kinda off. I don't know what's really off about it. At least there's good color choices here. But yeah, you get to this at level 35. It gives off a strange aura whenever it falls down, despite its legs being fully developed. It still has trouble walking. Alright, so will it answer my question of it being a mermaid? Yes, kind of, because I just saw the Pokemon just now. Alright, so we got Watulilius. Did not say that right. But it does kind of have legs just a little bit, but it is a manatee, pretty much. And a walrus as well, so there is that. Well, it just says sea lion on the bottom. Fully grown, it is able to walk perfectly on its 4 legs and on 2 legs. It is able to scale waterfalls and create giant holes in the sea using its magic orbs in order to catch prey. Okay. Yeah, because, you know, pirates were never... Well, it's been rumored saying that people saw mermaids, you know, whoever goes in the sea, and they would mistake them for manatees for some reason, even though they're kind of like big blubber creatures that doesn't look like, you know, an attractive fit mermaid. Because people speculate that they get seasick, but then there's multiple sources that say this, so who knows what's really out there. Maybe they thought they saw something and it like kind of snowballed from there. I'm not sure. Here's Kalik. I feel like his head is too big for his body, but nonetheless it's still a good design. I don't know. His head completely outproportions his body. Like if I put this head on Houndour's body, it would be a perfect size. It comes from a different generation. Okay, no, never mind. It's not a different generation. It has the finer Moxie as the ability, and the Defeatus is a hidden ability. Don't know why, if anybody would want that ability. That's kind of terrible. They feign innocence to get on the good side of people, only to steal from them when it left alone. They are said to lay a curse on anyone who pets its tail. It's almost kind of like Kitsune, but it reminds me more of a wolf rather than a fox. It's a crafty Pokemon though. But this is Jakun. It's a jackal. It's a jackal? Is it a jackal? It's a pretty good design. Good color choices, good certain patterns. Like I like the face area with the patterns and stuff. They're extremely sneaky and devious Pokemon who are known to be vicious and hostile thieves and intruders. They hide stolen items in their fur. Well, I mean, there's not that much fur to go around. It's mostly the tail, as I see. It also reminds me of Anubis a little bit. Oh, I saw that. I keep scrolling down too much, man. Here's Diabolica. I like the design of this one a lot. I feel like maybe the lower body, it didn't really have to go all purple on the bottom and furry. It could have separated just a little bit. I would have just stopped it like either a little bit before the knee or a little bit more than the knee, rather than just putting it all on the lower body, but that's just me. Are those yellow nipples, or, I mean, I don't know. They use their pant-like fur to hide everything when they steal. Their glare can force anyone who tries to stop it into submission. Okay, I guess that will make sense if they're trying to hide stuff in there, but as a design choice, that's what I would have done. And maybe put more fur on like the sleeve area, because they just have it on their hands. That's just me. Here's Surlu. Why is it so sad? It looks so really sad. It's normal type, which is interesting because it's not fairy type. Is it going to be? Is it like the other? Is it like Refon? There's a Pokemon called Refon, which I love that name. I might get Refon. Except the other one is like a wolf deer Bambi thing. Where the heck is it? I can't find. Oh, here it is. Refon. Okay, but it evolves using a shiny stone. This one's pretty delicate and nice. I'm wondering why it's sad. It hates getting attention, as it makes them feel inferior, which is difficult for them because of their fur's lack of pigment. Nobody knows why, but it's born with gray fur. It doesn't look all that gray, which turns and it continues to grow. That just makes it seems like it deserves to have like a different type of baby evolution, but that's just me, I guess. It evolves into Lucerid. Okay, that kind of confirms that, yeah, it is based like off the Refund thing. Except it's interesting because this one just had the 2 evolutions. This is where you get after a shiny stone. The albino Pokemon. It has the horns and everything. Is it still? Yeah, it's normal type still. I feel like it should definitely be fairy, but then people would say it would be Xerneas pretty much. If anyone makes eye contact with it, it goes into a blind rage. Wow. Like, ease up, man. If fur's color makes it feel worthless, causing it become enraged because of its own insecurity. Look, man, it's good fur. It's like actually like the 2 Pokemon because of its fur. I think I do like it more than the ice type ones. Only because like the wolf carnivore thing and the deer thing, like it makes sense, but I just like these 2 just a little bit more. Especially the previous evolution. I think I like that one more because it actually fits, because it's something that I could see people liking, like little girls would like that. Hoppo. It's a white rabbit from a magic hat. It looks like he's like wondering, like, is the magician coming back? That's what it seems like to me. It's a ghost fairy type. What is the ghost thing? Like, what is the ghost property about it? Is the rabbit the ghost, or is it just like the haunting thing about being abandoned again? These Pokemon came into existence when a rabbit died in the magician's hat during a magic act. He uses magical power in order to defend itself. The rabbit doesn't look that ghostly. It doesn't evolve into anything. That's the thing. I think the rabbit needs to look a lot more ghostly. What they could have done, I mean, they could still do it. Like if there was an anime, I can't really imagine this in Pokemon at all, by the way, but if it was in an anime, when it floats out, it would just be like a floating, like it would have no legs. It would have like that ghost tail that all the ghosts have, and you know, That's what I would have the sprite. Like if you see the sprite right here, if I were to display it and show it off to somebody, I would have it where it's holding the hat and the stick still, but it's out of the hat. Like, I don't know, in a 45-degree angle, I guess. Here's Cactus Seed. Kind of looks similar to the electric Pokemon. Let me try to find it right quick. It looks like Chakras just a little bit. Is it going for that? It has two different eye colors. Kind of like a shroomish color style. It does evolve into something else. It is dark grass type. These Pokemon came to life when young slaves possessed a scarecrow. It is said that they see their past lives through their blood red eyes. One of his eyes is yellow though, dude. It wasn't obvious that it was a scarecrow, only because I thought it was just like another type of seed thing. You know, with the green stem and like if you were to tell me it's gonna bloom into a sunflower, I would believe you. That's what I'm saying. Recowile. I'm expecting a real scarecrow. Yeah, I feel like the design could be a little bit better. Like if I get a scarecrow, I'm gonna make it scary, or like at least super goofy or cartoony if I'm not going all out on scary, because you know it's a kid show and all. Like if you're going for Pokemon, dark grass type still. After a farmer died in this barn, it was thought that this Pokemon was his reincarnation. He wanders fields and gardens, reliving every moment of his life by looking through his bloody eye. Well, the eye colors are still the same on this one, but yeah, it evolves on this at level 40 at the nighttime. At least it is dark type, but it almost have like a ghost feel to it again. That's okay. This won't be in Pokemon at all. I don't know. I feel like you could have done a little bit more on this one. Sect. It's a bit hard to say. I do like the design though. This looked like a fighting Pokemon, but it's not. It says Bug Dark type. Looks pretty cool. Protean and Infiltrator. Speed boost ability is a hidden ability. So it's an assassin Pokemon. Jesus. These Pokemon have the agility and grace of a silent assassin. It never makes a sound when battling, make it able to defeat opponents quickly. I would like to use this thing in my team, but I feel like it would be really hard to catch. It's like the only thing, and it's it doesn't evolve or pre-evolve or anything. Yeah, cool Pokemon. Here's Symbia. Very simple Pokemon, but I do like the design, even though it's just two angry floaty eyes. Interesting part is Water Bug. It wasn't the most obvious thing in the world, but it says it's a bottom feeder Pokemon. It doesn't evolve into anything, which is the flaw I think about this Pokemon concept. I feel like it should evolve if you're gonna just make this, pretty much. It is commonly found in the mouths of Mollissium as they protect their pearls. They eat sand and sediment at the bottom of the sea. Is there already a Mollissium in Generation 1? I don't know if there is or not. Hang on, give me a second. I don't see a Mollissium. Maybe that's just a future generation. I don't know. I'm guessing that they made the buyer after the fact. Oh wait, no. There's another Pokemon right after. It's Mollissium. Okay, never mind. Here he is. Mollissium. Okay. There he is. He's right there. He's holding the pearl. So he's kind of like a Mantine. It's a bivalve Pokemon. It's a clam. So this is what I was talking about. Like if you did see like the Generation 1 series when I was talking about Cloyster, like it's a clam, so it would be hard to make a good design out of this. Unfortunately for this clam, I don't really think it's that good of a design. It could be a lot better. So there is at least that Pokemon in there, kind of like a Mantine Remoraid effect. The Pokemon description inside each of their mouths is a very valuable pearl, which is the Symbia inside helps protect from intruders. They work in symbiotic relationship. The Symbia gets a home, and on the Mollissium has protection. Okay. Yeah, I feel like this Pokemon is lacking a little bit, to be honest. Here's Monterey. I like this design right here. It looks like a better version of Apom. It's like a little cloudy tail, psychic type. By achieving enlightenment, this Pokemon attack power increases tenfold. Its fluffy tail is made of mind fog, which allows it to read people's minds. I'm reading your mind, and you're thinking, how many parts is this guy gonna make when it comes to design Pokemon? Which in turn, I need to read his mind to think about that. He evolves at level 34 into Piston? Or no, Pistori. Satori. Yeah. This one's a lot different. This one reminds me of that orange gorilla, what the hell? Purple gorilla, was he purple? It was like a gorilla that's like for sale. We got a gorilla for sale. It's a Zen Pokemon. Kind of like Darumaka or Darmanitan Zen mode. I think this one's better though. It's on a cloud. Still Psychic type though. I mean, if he's gonna be on a cloud, you might as well make it. I mean, I guess it makes sense if he's just Psychic type, if he's like fully enlightened in the Psychic mode. But you can't help but think. I mean, man, I could excuse it. It has telepathy, trace, and synchronize. It should have levitate if it's on a cloud, you know.